tell you this now, okay? We are trying to deal with 3 people in a car, and you are distracting us. You need to move across the street.
No, I'm fine. I'm just fine. If you've got ADD, that's your problem, not mine. I'm on the public sidewalk. I'm fine. I know my rights. I am fully understand. I do this, okay?
Forewarning, that's all.
Well, I'm fine.
Very cordially, letting you know.
Okay. We'll see.
Officer Poole, she's been instructed to go across the street where she can film.
I'm standing on a public sidewalk right here. I'm well within my rights to videotape.
Ma'am, you are well within your rights to videotape, but you're distracting the officers from their stop. Okay?
Well, I'm not distracting them. If they've got ADD, that's their problem, not mine. Yeah, well, I'm doing just fine.
Further away, okay?
And where's that?
If you'd like, just over here on the sidewalk over here. Okay, or you can go across the street.
No, I'm not going to go across the street.
If you want a direct view, you can go across the street. Otherwise, I need you to come over to this side or that side so these officers can conduct their investigation.
This is right where I was, and that's fine. That's where I was.
I need you out of the way.
I'm fine, sir.
Ma'am, you're not fine.
What is your name and number?
My name is Officer Poole, badge number 987. Ma'am, you're not fine.
What is your name and number?
My name is Officer Poole, badge number 987. Ma'am, you're not fine.
What is your name and number?
My name is Officer Poole, badge number 987.
What is your name and number?
My name is Officer Poole, badge number 987.
Emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Otherwise, please choose from the following options. For non-emergency dispatch, please press 1. To file a public records request, please press 2. If you are looking for a status on your public records request, please press 3. If you would like to leave a message for an officer, please press 4. For all other questions, please stay on the line and someone will assist you shortly.
Boise Police Records, this is Danielle. How can I help you?
Yes, I have a police officer's badge number, and I want to double-check the spelling of it.
Okay.
Or I want to double-check the spelling of his last name.
Okay. What's the badge number?
987, Officer Poole.
Okay. That'll be Poole.
Poole.
Correct.
Can I get his first name?
Nick.
Okay, N-I-C-K?
Correct.
All right. The only reason I said that is because some Nicks are N-I-C. All right, and what is his rank?
Pardon?
What is his rank?
He's just an officer, as far as I know.
Okay, is the official title like patrol officer, patrolman?
I believe he's just a patrol officer. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I noticed you said you work for records, right?
Correct.
Okay. But you're like a civilian employee. You're not a sworn officer.
Correct.
Okay. Now, if I want to make an open records request in the state of Idaho, can I do it verbally, or does it have to be in writing?
I believe the only way to file a records request is either online through our website, or if you come into our police department to the front counter and fill out the same form in person.
Okay. Okay. All right, and what was your name?
My name was Danielle.
Danielle? Okay. Well, thanks for all your help, Danielle, and I'll be in touch.
Have a good one.
Yep, goodbye.
I'm going to tell you this now, okay? We are trying to deal with 3 people in a car, and you are distracting us. You need to move across the street.
No, I'm fine. I'm just fine. If you've got ADD, that's your problem, not mine. I'm on the public sidewalk.
Another officer gets here, he's going to move you across the street.
I'm fine. I know my rights. I am fully understand. I do this, okay?
Forewarning, that's all.
Well, I'm fine.
Very cordial with you, letting you know.
Okay. We'll see.
Officer Poole, she's been instructed to go across the street where she can film.
I'm standing on a public sidewalk right here. I'm well within my rights to videotape.
Ma'am, you are well within your rights to videotape, but you're distracting the officers from their stop. Okay?
Well, I'm not distracting them. If they've got ADD, that's their problem, not mine. Yeah, well, I'm doing just fine.
Further away, okay?
And where's that?
If you'd like, just over here on the sidewalk over here. Okay, or you can go across the street.
No, I'm not going to go across the street.
If you want a direct view, you can go across the street. Otherwise, I need you to come over to this side or that side so these officers can conduct their investigation.
This is right where I was, and that's fine. That's where I was.
I need you out of the way.
I'm fine, sir.
Ma'am, you're not fine.
What is your name and number?
My name is Officer Poole, badge number 987. And
Thank you,
again,
sir.
you're distracting these officers from their investigation, okay?
I'm not distracting
are.
them. They're the one engaging with me, sir. They engaged with me.
Please step a little further away.
And how far is that? Okay, I'm going to go right here, and that's good enough.
I need you to go a little further away.
Sorry, I'm fine.
Okay.
I know.
Two options.
I know my I know my rights, sir.
You know your rights?
Yes,
well,
I do.
Right now you're delaying and obstructing their investigation. Yes, you are.
I really am not, sir.
Yes, you are.
I'm videotaping my public
they have multiple
officials.
subjects in a vehicle. You are more than welcome. I said if you want a straight on view, you can go across the street.
Actually, I'll come down this way.
I will safely escort you.
No,
across
I'm not
the street.
going across the street, sir. So sorry.
Okay, well, you don't have to go across the street.
I know I don't have to.
Away.
I know. Well, right here's fine. The tree's in my way, and your shoulders or elbows in my other side, so I'm fine.
Horizon City News Service sends me a mishmash of emojis, eyeballs, thumbs up, microphone, money, package, microphone, money, package, microphone, money, package, microphone. I could not say it any better.
And now here we are, you and I talking. It's super.
It's
cool.
good.
That's what I love about the podcast.
Believe it or not, you're going to be on my podcast. I hope.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would love to.
So I think that's the kind of the thing that I want to see is like, I mean, I think obviously you do it a lot better, but I want to see like us having these conversations. Mm-hmm. And the reason being because like a lot of people watch your videos for entertainment. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. It's educational, it's entertaining and all those things. But people don't get the backstory of like how do people, I think a lot of people assume that like, they must have had a really bad experience, or he's a felon and he hates cops. And it's like, I'm not. Like I said, I've never been to jail besides the one time that they decided not to even charge me. Right. So it's like, I got into it for a completely different reason. Nobody would know that if they didn't, you know what I mean? If you didn't like ask that question, like, what got you started?
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's a lot more reasons I think than people realize as to why we all get into this niche, so to speak, or movement. And I think it's really important too. Like the work that you do, the work that ATA does, and so many other auditors, it's creating a legacy that I think, or hope, will kind of be looked at as a movement similar to other things. Mm-hmm. And I think if we can all talk like this and have these conversations and start to kind of show like, hey, we're human too, this is what we're doing and this is why we're doing it, and answer questions from the audience and stuff like that too, it will humanize us a little bit more. And if we can all be on the same page, the movement can grow really, really big, really quickly, I think. I think the more and more people pay attention, right now is a great time for us only because of what's going on. People are finding our videos and content and stuff like that. But I think the styles too are going to hopefully change a little bit. and hopefully go after a more journalistic approach. Because I think, like, for example, I'm curious because you do these interviews all the time. So do people ever tell you you're not a journalist?
Yeah, they say it all the time. Where's your degree? You don't have a degree. And I mean, look up the definition of what a journalist is. I mean, I'll look it up right now. Because if you look up what is a journalist, that's number one. What does a journalist do? And it says here, a person who writes for newspapers, magazines, or news websites, or prepares news to be broadcast. So I work closely with two different individuals. I'm not going to name them just yet. I haven't even told my audience yet. But and I write for that on different topics and different stories. And then on YouTube, same thing. I'm interviewing actual victims of police brutality, police harassment, and I tell their story. So now would I say that I'm a mainstream journalist and I'm working for like Fox and I'm one of these guys? No, but I'm a freelance journalist, investigative journalist. And that's how not only I see myself, but that is what I do. And this is my job. This is what I love to do. Yeah. And
you're good at it.
And I tell people stories. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where journalism, that's where being objective in journalism is so important. And that's why I really like Audit the Audit. And just from talking to you, I can tell you're the same way. It's so important because if you have a bias, you can spin the story in a way to fit your narrative. And that's never, I don't feel like that's a good thing. That's why no one really trusts the mainstream media nowadays because of those exact reasons, because they're always spinning the narrative and like we're taking quotes out of context and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm a journalist 100%. And
I've contemplated like having that argument, in the comments, but I just don't. But I would agree with you 100% because here's the thing, like I said earlier, I cannot I could, I guess. I would not make a cop look bad just to make him look bad.
Right.
Is there a way that I could edit so that things look like shit and I can get every video to be a banger? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We all could do that, right? Because, I mean, the bangers are what pays you, right? But I'm not going to do that because, like I said, the video with that sergeant from Carver County, he's a good officer. I like the fact that he's a good officer. I'm going to showcase that. Now, I will also give equal showcase to the guy who's an asshat.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they may go different ways, meaning one video skyrockets and one video doesn't. Okay, fine. But at least from my point of view, my perspective, I'm giving an equal treatment to everyone, and they're deciding the outcome, And so I think, it is journalism. It's probably its truest form of journalism. Not as well for you and ATA are a little bit different because you guys are sharing other people's stories and you're
I don't really go out there and because I first of all I don't know how I would do under all that pressure of having.
I think you do good.
I think I would do decent, but I think you do good. I think I do decent.
You're doing your own thing. I mean, you're.
I mean, I guess I'm on the borderline. You know what I mean? I'm on the border of what I mean.
I don't think so at all.
I don't know.
Take it from somebody who does it.
For those that don't want to spend the money, especially have young families, right, and actually wash it. And just very nice to wash it if you have to, but it's a really good uniform. It's probably the most comfortable uniform I've had in my career. I love this patrol uniform. And what's backbone policing? It's the only function we can't do without. Patrol, man. Everybody starts to think they're special because they work detective or the squad or whatever. But you guys are the backbone. What you're going to find out in the next few years I'm here is that everybody's going to be working patrol at some point because we're really short people. But I know that you're all ready to hit the streets. Hi guys, I know you're all ready to hit the streets. I'll be out all night, probably to about 3:34. My family's here from Austin. They haven't moved yet. But let me just tell you a couple things. You guys go out there and do the right thing. Yeah, I'm going to back you up 110%, but it's a two-edged sword. I'm sure you've got your friends. I know you have friends in Austin PD. Some of them love me, some of them not so much. But the ones that not so much, you know why? Because they're not doing the right thing. You do the right thing, you'll never be sold out by this chief. I will lose my job before I sell you out. But by the same token, I think that being a police officer is an absolute privilege that we have to learn, right? And we earn it by treating people right. We treat people with respect and dignity. We can take people to jail and still maintain their dignity, right? So if you know, everybody's got somebody that knows somebody that has somebody in their family. It's not all that. You know what I mean? So, any questions? Any rumors before we all hit the street? We're at the Rock. We got Captain Rock there, man, huh? That's Captain Rock. He looks like he's ready to rock and roll. I got a PR-24 because I've been carrying this since 1986, which is my 31st year. This is what I'm trained in. I'm going to authorize it because it's what I've been trained in and been certified in every year since 1986. It's a great tool. You can actually do a lot more with the PR-24. It's much better for, I think, in terms of holding on to your weapon. So we may at some point consider, if the guys, if you all want to transition to the we'll see.
Chief, we actually had those almost 30 years ago, and they phased them out, but they do both very much now.
Yeah, I mean, I love this thing. Did you ever play with one of these? The prosecutor 24-inch set I know all the time. So. UR-24. So, you know, I have to use these. I've never been trained with the straight stick. I don't have time. And then this year we're going to have some teams. I'm going to say how many meetings here. We don't talk numbers. We're going to be out there looking for these people that are doing what. And the last thing I want to tell you guys is that we're going to figure out how to get more boots on the ground because it's important for you all not to be out here understaffed. And you know, it's not a matter of just hiring more people. It's a matter of using the ones we have now efficiently, and I think that we have a mayor and a council committed to doing the things we need to do to make this department, it's a great department, even better, and more importantly, give you the tools that you need to help you do your job. So I promise you, if you know people at APD and you ask them where we were in 2007 and where we are in 2016, they're going to tell you we're in a much better place. But it really takes all of us working together, and then who gives me the ammo to make sure that we get the support from the mayor, council, and the people that we serve the community. Who's got to provide me the ammo? Who's got to go out and treat people right, do the right thing, work hard? You all do. You know, I will be your ambassador, but you've got to give me a product that I can do what? Starts with an S. Sell. Because the court of public opinion matters, right? To all of us. So it's going to be fun, guys. You guys ready for a good ride? It's going to be a blast. I'm driving, by the way. I usually, once I know the city a little better, once I know the city, all right, and once I know how to use the MDC, I will not that I don't like the lieutenant, he's a great guy, Larry's a great guy, but I like to work patrol by myself, unless I have a community member on a ride-along, because when you take a community member on a ride-along, it's an eye-opener for them. Sometimes people don't understand because they're home safe in their beds, right, which you all see every night. Sometimes they don't get to see the excellence, because sometimes the only thing that makes them use is when we do what? Mess up. But the tens of thousands of times if we're doing the right things for the right reason with nobody looking, does that ever make the news? Rarely. And so it's important to bring people out so they can see the excellence of policing, not just in Houston, but across this country. It's the best generation of cops in the history of policing. Any other questions before I let you all go? Cap, you have anything?
Chief, let me just say this on that. Thank you for choosing Northeast. This is the biggest substation of the 15 that we have in the city, as you'll probably already know. Evening shift right here is literally what it is. It's the largest shift of patrol stations in the entire city. Fully staffed for about 350, but I can unequivocally tell you this is just a small sampling of everyone that's out on the street right now. But truly the best of the best. I'm sure you've already heard some of the rumors and reputation. The Rock is the nickname of the station. Hell, they even have their own Facebook page. So a lot of pride, a lot of esprit.
Is this Captain Rock or no? Looks like Captain Rock. Perfect captain for this station.
But we're proud of them, Chief, and I can't say that to you. They do great work every day, exemplary acts of heroism every day. So thank you for choosing our station here. We're very honored to have you here. Be safe out there.
Hey, Captain, we have the one where someone's really lied, right? Yes. Hey, guys, just throw that out. You guys hear about somebody who let go because they lied? If you lie, you can see my video. What did I say? If you lie, you die. How many of you like people on the streets lying to you? We are police officers. We must always speak the truth. If you lie, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't like liars. And remember that we tried. We wanted to say that, officer, but we couldn't do it. Don't lie. even if you do something that's so bad that even by telling the truth, you're going to get fired, right? Let's say hypothetically, you do something, you're really messed up, and no matter what, you're going to get fired. If you tell the truth, what do you get to keep on your way out the door? Your integrity. You know what? I really like you. I'll go ahead and you nailed it. Your integrity. Who's the only one that can take away your integrity? Can I take your integrity away from you? If your sergeant doesn't like you, can he take it away from you? Who has complete control of their integrity? And you know what the problem with American policing is? It's not the cops. I have argued with police chiefs around the country that this is the best generation of cops in the history of American policing. The problem with American policing is people like me that wear these stars in his bars, that when people show they lack integrity, what do? Do they get rid of them, or do they keep them too often in some places around this country? They keep them. And what message does that send to that community? That we tolerate what? Liars. And we can't tolerate that. Don't lie. Does that make sense to you all? You do the right thing. I promise you, I don't care what anybody says. I am going to support you. He is going to support you. We are going to support you. But if you lie or you go out there beating on people for no reason or just whacking people for no reason, I just can't tolerate it. Because the vast majority of cops are what? Excellent or mediocre? Excellent. And we owe it to those excellent people, even though sometimes I'm going to anger you because we're emotional creatures, to make sure that we don't tolerate mediocrity, because it's a cancer. If it spreads, it will kill this organization. Does that make sense to y'all? So anyway, let's go have some fun. I'm going to be out, depending how busy you are tonight. I'll stick here. Otherwise, I'm going to be chasing the busy squad. I want to take somebody. I want to take back right out of the street.
You are in the lion's den. I just want to tell you that.
I'm telling you, that's Captain Rock, man. That's Captain Rock right there.
Tell him, because he getting ready to say something. Boss, let me tell you. I know Boston has some challenging areas.
Oh, no, hey, man, hey, I'm in LA.
Are you prepared?
Let me tell you guys something, all right? I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you guys ready for me? All right, guys. All right, let's hit it. Let's get some fun. By the way, if I catch somebody, them, I'll write my own stuff, but you got to book them. I'm sorry, I'm apologizing now, man. This is my therapy. But I'll write us up. I promise you, I'll write my own stuff. Stay safe, brother. All right, we'll see you out there. Happy New Year, guys. We'll see you out there. Be safe. This profession is something that comes with a lot of sacrifice, and I think that sometimes as people go up the ranks, they forget the men and women on the streets. And for me, being out here with them is a constant reminder of what matters most, and that's that young patrol officer, that young sergeant, the lieutenants that make it happen. That while I'm asleep most nights, resting in my home along with the rest of Houstonians, we have some really good people making a difference in keeping this city safe. And so I want to wish everybody the best in 2017, and I truly believe that the best is yet to come for the Houston Police Department.
I'm sorry, hello?
Hello?
Yes, my name is Andre. Is this the El Paso Police Department?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I was calling because I had some questions and concerns about an incident tonight. I was on Mesa, and I was video recording a traffic stop, and I was what I considered a safe distance, you know, a distance where I wasn't bothering the police in any way. And I had one of the police officers approach me and, you know, started to advance towards me, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's legal and what's not, and what's allowed and what's not, because I feel like I'm not causing any problems, and the police are still acting like I'm a problem.
Okay. How far away were you from the unit?
Well, I was standing on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And when you say unit, I'm assuming you mean police car?
Right, right.
Well, the police cars, originally there was only one, but as time developed, more backup units arrived. But all the police cars were, you know, many feet away. They were, you know, many yards away, or you don't know, I'm trying to explain to you, but they were many yards away, parked in the parking lot of this shopping center. That's where the police had parked their cars, but the incident I was video recording was a third party that was pulled over in their personal vehicle for some sort of crime. And so I was standing on a public sidewalk and recording that. And that's where the tension was created, is where I was.
So you just stayed on the sidewalk, you didn't advance towards the unit or anything like that?
Well, when you say unit, that really, I don't think is relevant here, because the unit, the physical police vehicles were very far from both me and the police. The police had gotten out of their cars and walked to, I know you're trying to picture it, but basically the criminal suspect, whatever she did, I'm not sure, she was parked at a shopping center. And where she was parked was right up against the sidewalk, a public sidewalk, which was off of the shopping center property. And the police had, parked behind her vehicle, several yards behind her. And so whatever was going on with their vehicles, I wasn't interfering with them in any way, because I was, first of all, on a public sidewalk, not to mention I was very far away from their vehicles. But what I was getting close to, physically close to, if anybody wants to bring up where I was close to, was the criminal suspect's vehicle, which was the driver who was detained.
So you walked up to her car?
Well, some people could say I walked up to it. As far as I'm concerned, I was just a man on the sidewalk. I was just walking on the sidewalk.
But you didn't approach her vehicle or anything like that?
I mean, if I had a rock in my hand, yes, I could throw a rock and hit her windshield and break it. I was that close. But as far as I'm concerned, I was still on the sidewalk. I was on a public sidewalk, which happened to be in front of her car.
Okay. And so what happened? I mean, did the officers approach you, or?
Yes, that's why I'm calling, is because, and the reason I'm calling is because this has been the story of my life, a routine issue, is that I'm doing what I consider to be lawful activity. I'm trying to work within the bounds of the law. I'm not trying to cause any problems. And then these police officers, I don't know if because of ignorance or because of bias, but...
So you just decided you were just going to stop, stand on the sidewalk and videotape
yes.
A traffic stop?
Yes, and I do that routinely.
Okay. Okay, well, you know what? My supervisor, he's not here right now, so if you want, you would probably... let me see. I can take your number and your name, and I can have him call you.
Yes, and if you don't mind, I'd like to get your name and badge number.
Okay. My last name is Lechuga. Okay. And my ID is 2002. All
right, 2002. And it sounds pretty easy to spell, but if you don't mind, if you could spell it out for me.
Lechuga.
All right.
Okay. And what is your name?
My first name is Andre, Andrei.
Okay.
Middle initial is K.
Okay.
Last name is Lagergren, Lageren, as in Nancy.
Okay. And your number?
And I'll give you my number in a second, but also I'd like you to jot this down along with my name. Is that on November 15th, 2019, I was convicted of a violation of Texas Penal Code 38.15, which is interference with public duties, which deals with exactly what this phone call is all about. So I've already dealt with this whole type of issue, and I already have, from what I understood, have been told what the law is and what it's not. Mm-hmm. And still to this day, I feel that the same scenarios and issues keep repeating themselves. And it's like just a matter of time when I run into the one officer out of 100 who decides he's going to, take me to jail just because he can, even though he knows that I might beat the charge. So if you could jot that down as well. It's Texas Penal Code 38.15, interference with public duties. That's what I've been convicted of.
Okay. I'll go ahead and if you want, give me a number, and then I'll have the supervisor contact you. Okay.
Sure. My number is 915-781-4330. And if you don't mind, if you could read it back.
Okay, it's 915-781-4330.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I will get this to my supervisor.
And who is your supervisor?
Sergeant Medina.
Okay. I don't know how the whole system works, but I'm just curious, only because I had a bad experience with the El Paso County Sheriff's office where I asked for a supervisor, and the guy who showed up, I don't consider him very much of a supervisor. It's a long story, but is the supervisor on duty normally a sergeant, or is it supposed to be somebody higher?
It's a sergeant.
Okay, good. That's all I'm
But
asking.
also depending on who the officer was, we have different shifts. So, if it was an evening shift officer, then you would probably be referred to the supervisor from the evening shift. If it was a graveyard, then it would be directed to a graveyard supervisor.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead and get this to the supervisor, and he can give you a call back. Okay.
Yeah. When one other question I had was, because it was a little confusing when I was looking on Google, trying to look up how the different departments and stations are set up. Like on the west side, I guess there's the command center, and that's downtown. But you are somewhere else on the west side. How does it work?
No, there's five regional command centers. And we're the West Side Command Center, which is over here off of Osborne and Mesa.
Okay, yeah. So my incident was on Mesa, so I'm assuming you're the guys I should call. So, all right. Well, I appreciate your service. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and I'll wait for any phone calls from your people. And thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Have
all
a
right,
good
bye.
day.
Step back, please. You're getting a little too close. Can you do me a favor and just step back? You can record all you want, but step back for me, please. That way, sir. Not towards the road, towards the sidewalk, sir. Sir, can you do me a favor and just step that way?